right, here we go. Right. Let's get this stuff started. Welcome to the Chow and Dimes podcast. Thank you for joining us. We kind of been slacking last week, but you know what? We're here. We're here.
We got some topics you'll be interested in, hopefully.
I figured we'd switch it up a little bit. Yeah. Instead of talking about football, I figured we'd do like a little bit of like a blast from the past.
Yeah, let's
And
do
since
it.
It's October now, I feel like we should talk about something a little just not spooky. I'm not going to talk about the Villisca Axe murder house again or the Conjuring house. This time I figured we talk about something that a lot of people know about, but don't really know the behind the scenes stuff. Like, obviously, you know Yosemite, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that happen there that, like, it's unexplained.
All right. Well, let's get into it because I'm interested.
So, for anyone that doesn't know, I don't know how you wouldn't know this, but the Yosemite National Park is in I think it's the Sierra Nevada mountains in California. It's probably like directly aligned with San Francisco, but it's like San Francisco's on this side towards the coast. It's a little bit more inland.
Yeah.
I was actually supposed to go there when I went to California one of the 8 times, but it was something with like scheduling and, do you know that you have to pick a time with certain national parks? I didn't know that. So
they have like a visitor limit? Is that why?
Yes, that's what essentially.
You know why they do that? Probably because you get tour guides when you do it, or no?
There was like 2 different ones. You could either like drive through the park or have a tour guide. But from what we wanted to do, we needed a tour guide. So now that you're saying that,
probably why. Yeah, they probably have a limited amount of tour guides, but that's probably how it is.
But basically, what made me go neck deep into the rabbit hole was, obviously, I was on TikTok and I heard about a missing persons case from 1985.
Yeah, that
kind of like piqued my interest. It was something where essentially experienced hiker hiking in Yosemite, and he went missing. They did search party. They had helicopters. It might have been one of the first times that they used helicopters to find missing people. They found his shoes, his bag, and one of his one of the walking canes that he had. They didn't find him. They didn't find a body. They didn't find remnants. There was no sign of a struggle. So I was like, Then going down the rabbit hole, I find out that since 1940, let's say, there's been 411 missing person cases.
Okay.
Now, you might be sitting here thinking to yourself, okay, that's like 80 years. Of course there's going to be that many things.
That's a lot of people.
It is.
Even if it's 80 years.
But the part that gets me is the fact that they're all unsolved. They were never found. And some of the stuff that I'm reading about is very just eerie, stuff that you can't explain.
Yeah.
Like, let me refer.
Look at your notes. Yeah. What do you got?
So I'm going to start off with the little things that are like stuff that a lot of this information is from a book that was written by a retired park ranger from, I almost said Lone Ranger because of the fucking commercials for the beer. One of the park rangers who wrote a book after, I think he said 25 or 30 years, something like that. The name of the book escapes me, and also the name of the fucking guy because my brain is shot. But
it's okay.
Basically, a lot of the things that we're going to talk about is he talks about in that book. I literally watched or listened to not audiobook, but a podcast type thing where they go over like the bigger stuff. So
yeah.
I figured we talk about it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Kind of get like a little bit of your opinion on it and stuff like that.
I'm curious.
So the first one, I'm going to kind of like gradually get a little bit like weirder and weirder and weirder as we go off. So I figured the first thing we should talk about is a UFO sighting.
Oh,
of course. Why not? We have to.
That's such a relevant thing.
So, basically, a group of hikers are out hiking past dark. It was an overnight hike. They were whatever. Basically, they described a circular ball of light up in the air. What was weird about it was the fact that 4 other ones appeared when they noticed it. Then there was almost like a halo, like a soft glow halo right above all those balls of light. Unexplained, can't explain it. And then the thing ends up disappearing, or maybe like clouds made it to where it was not visible.
Yeah.
Then they see multiple fighter jets fly in the same direction that it was not going, but where it was.
What year was this? You know?
I think the year they said was like 1978.
Okay.
Something where they couldn't take out a smartphone and go.
Yeah.
Or, a lot of portable cameras were not accessible to the public just yet.
Yeah.
But like,
that's interesting.
Like I say this expression more and more every time. If it smells like shit and it looks like shit, I don't need to taste it to know it's shit. Just,
it makes
grain
sense.
of salt
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
No, I'm with you on that. I feel like the UFO stuff has just been kind of crazy recently anyway. So that idea of like these UFO orbs like coming together and then just scoping in on something, that's been like one of the big UFO theory or conspiracies, I should say, for a long time. Just that idea of like these UFOs are all together and they attract certain things. So and that's not the first time I've heard something like that. But
and you notice how
it's
a lot
weird.
of them, you always hear about it after the 1940s.
Yeah, that's when all of the UFO sightings were kind of just written down and marked, and I don't know. It's been weird though.
Do you think it's because we perfected the nuclear bomb that we dropped on
That's
Japan?
a theory I've heard for sure.
I've heard that too. That's why I was
That's
like,
a theory
it's
I've heard
I
the
would
most of the sightings after we dropped the nuke on Japan, so that or both nukes. But I mean, I think it's definitely relevant. Like there's so much correlation with that. There has to be something involving that.
Do I need to say the line again?
I mean, there's even, but just continuing a little bit with the UFO stuff. It's like I've even seen in the pyramids and stuff these hieroglyphs of just drawings of like weird objects in the sky and stuff like that. So it could even be further back than that. But for like our sake, I mean, our first sightings were definitely around that time, which is so weird.
I would also love to know where. Now, I'm not a big like geography buff. I would love to know this, but I would love to know how far away is Yosemite from Area 51.
Well,
I know Area 51's
in Nevada.
It's in Nevada. Oh my god!
I think so. Yeah.
I thought oh my god! For all these years, I thought
it's either that or New Mexico. I'm pretty sure Nevada.
I thought it was in Arizona. Oh my god!
No, I don't think it's in Arizona.
Brush up on my geography.
Nevada's very just desolate besides Vegas, so I'm pretty sure it's in Nevada. But
we could be wrong.
Double check.
Hey, somebody check us in the comments.
I mean, yeah, I'll check while editing. But
wake up, you fucking idiot!
It's like, what the hell?
What the fuck do these guys know? No, I'm kidding. But yeah. So also, a little bit of a sidebar here.
Yeah.
Another theory that I heard about when it comes, I'm piggybacking off of your hieroglyphs point was, you're familiar with the uncanny valley, right? How we're programmed to fear something that looks human.
Is that real? Isn't. Is that true? I've never heard of that. It's
that's
first
why,
time
like,
hearing about this.
That's why whenever you're in like, I'm not gonna say this is exactly happened to you, but whenever you see something that kind of gives you that like eerie feeling, like a lot of times when you see like dummies out there and it'll like make you like double take and like, what? I think that's something to do with aliens, but there's no bias, there's no evidence behind it. I just think uncanny valley literally makes us fear things that look human but aren't. Why? And that's all.
But another thing too, I know we're getting off topic a little bit, but we'll jump back to what you were talking about. But
of course,
the thing I'm so curious about aliens is like we all know when the word alien, we immediately picture what an alien looks like, with the big head, big almond-shaped eyes,
big green guy.
No, yeah, it's just weird. Like that depiction of what an alien looks like is so ingrained in our heads. Now, I don't necessarily know where that came from. But the fact that everyone is like, draw me an alien. Like even a kid, if you were to ask like a little kid, draw me an alien, it's the same exact drawing. Mm-hmm. Now where does that come from? Was that like by the U.S. government? Did they kind of instill that into us, or
also
is this something bigger than that?
I think media plays a big part.
Media does
well.
play a big part, but those same drawings, if we go back to the hieroglyph stuff, are also on hieroglyphs in like certain caves and pyramids and stuff. I'm pretty sure those same type of drawings, the big head, big eyes, are also on those in those areas
I didn't
too.
know
Yeah.
that.
Another thing I'll check and make sure. I'll try to find a photo. But
dude, we should start doing these types of episodes more often.
So like that is the number one thing that's always interested me. when it comes to aliens is that drawing that we all just recognize. And I want to, and maybe in our episode we'll go like deep dive into like where this stuff comes from. But I always thought that was interesting. I don't know, just really weird.
But
So
okay, let's
yeah,
round
go
this
to what
back
you were
out.
doing.
So
Yeah.
the UFOs, put that away. The next thing I'm going to talk to you about is this. Also, this next one I was a little bit skeptical about, just because there's a lot of factors that go into this one that make me go, I feel like there's something else at play here.
Yeah.
Basically, the story the ranger talked about was two separate instances where one tour. I might be butchering this because this one I don't really remember. The second one I remember, but the first one was people were taking horsebacks through Yosemite, on a tour and everything.
Yeah.
Not a kind of cloudy day, but nothing that was imminent of rain or storms or anything like that.
Yeah.
Now, do you know how rare it is to obviously get hit by a lightning? It's very rare.
It is.
Do you know how rare it is for multiple people to be hit by lightning at the same time?
Probably never happens.
Yes.
Ever.
In this situation, basically they were riding the horses and lightning struck, I think they said 2 or 3 people in the group simultaneously.
Oh my God.
And the best part was they weren't close to each other.
Really?
It was something where one guy was kind of towards the front end of the group, another person was kind of in the middle to the right, and then another person. It was as if, like, let's say there's for argument's sake, there's 6 people there. There's 2, 2, and 2. It hit this person, and this person in a zigzag.
Now, how close do you think these people were?
Probably within, a horse length away.
Oh,
horses
that
are,
close.
Yeah, horses are what, like 6 feet?
Yeah, so if they're following each other, yeah. Okay.
So the second one I'm going to tell you about, same type of situation, group of people, but this time they're hikers. They hike to the top overlooking the valley, and all of them get struck by lightning. Same conditions. Cloudy day, very little to no weather, struck by lightning.
Yeah.
2 of them die instantly. 2 die instantly. 2 are in critical condition. 1 gets electrocuted and proceeds to fall off the cliff. Just weird.
Yeah, for that to happen twice. Yeah, that is weird.
And don't get me wrong, these are years apart of each other. Like, I think the first one happened in, the 50s, and then the next one happened in maybe like the 70s or 80s. Something to that effect. And this next one I'm going to tell you about is just kind of odd. This is one I probably should have started with, but it's whatever. Basically, there have been multiple instances where coyotes have bitten or scratched people, and then the coyotes are proceeded to never be found again. Obviously, a lot of the animals that are in these national parks are tagged.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of them have distinguishing features to the point where if you're a park ranger for, let's say, 5-10 years, most of the time you can distinguish a coyote from everything.
Yeah, definitely.
If you see it enough, it's going to be like, oh, that's little, whitetail over there. That's black spot. That's chipped ear,
Yeah.
You give them nicknames based off of their appearance. So what made this instance odd was the fact that it was one coyote, and not only did they never find the coyote that actually bit this guy, and it wasn't like they bit him to kill him, it was like a test bite that broke skin. Now, the first question was, okay, let's get this guy a rabies shot, because that's the only thing that makes sense. Obviously, if you see a pack animal and it's alone, chances are it has rabies, or it's sick, or it's old and going to die soon. Yeah. Nothing. No rabies, no anything. It's as if it literally opened its jaws, bit, broke skin, tasted the blood, unlatched, and walked away. I also think, if your skull is getting bit, that's another thing. It bit him in the skull.
Okay.
If you're getting bit in the skull, ain't no way you're, gonna roll over and be like, wow, this feels great, Yeah. You're not gonna be sitting there like, camping on the ground, and the next thing you know, you get bit and you're just like, wow, I got a pounding headache for some reason, Nobody.
Yeah. No.
They obviously have to euthanize the coyote because that's not normal behavior, and if that behavior continues, you don't know where it's going to go, so you have to put it down.
Okay.
Couldn't find it. Spent 2 weeks looking for this coyote. Bloodhounds, rangers sweeping day and night, leaving feed for it to be found. Nothing. Odd.
That is
ain't it?
weird. That is weird.
Now, my theory was it was probably something where the coyotes are very, are very prolific, whatever the word I'm looking for here. They're very well known in that area of the world.
Yeah.
So chances of the coyote literally just walking by, seeing like a body on the ground and just walking over, taking a bite, seeing if it's alive, and then when it's alive, runs away,
that's
and
the
then
first.
just leaves the area.
Yeah, that's the first thought I have.
That's why I'm skeptical
seem
about it.
that crazy, because animals kind of sometimes do things like that.
Yeah.
As like I need help type of sign sometimes.
Or
I
even if
don't
it's
know.
just old.
That too. Yeah.
Like if it's just old and it's looking for an easy meal, finds
That
it, takes
too.
the bite. If the guy wakes up, scares it, runs away, and then maybe it fell over and died.
I mean,
and
that
then
makes sense to me. Yeah.
That's why I was very skeptical about that one. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that one's not so much odd because I feel like it can be explained.
Yeah, that could be.
Obviously, there's a lot of Native American folklore in Yosemite.
Yeah,
Like
I've heard about
everything,
that.
but a lot of folklore is based off of things that adults don't want kids doing. Like, for instance, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce the tribe. It's not Yosemite.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to try to pronounce the
okay.
tribe. But basically, there was one tribe that had a. This time, we're getting a little bit into the paranormal.
Okay.
This tribe had a story where essentially it was a mother and her daughter, whatever, somebody else, two women, one older, one younger.
Yeah.
They started to see this like rainbow mist coming from down the river. The mother says, don't, or let's say the older woman says, don't go by that mist. The young girl doesn't listen to her, walks towards the mist, gets entranced, essentially falls off a waterfall,
Oh,
dies on impact.
God, yeah.
So that to me basically says, listen to your elders and don't go wandering by yourself to
Yeah.
kids,
Yeah, that's waterfalls make mist.
But
That's true.
But the funny thing is, there are accounts of hauntings where they call her the lady in the water, where it's essentially like,
I feel like I've heard that.
I feel like there's always a lady in something. Always.
Yeah.
So they talk about just, you hear her singing, trying to lure people off the thing. It's also like, there's a lot going on here where like they think she's a trapped spirit that can only be set free by luring another poor soul into doing what she did. But a lot, like I said, it's folklore, grain of salt kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Just talked about that. They talk about how there's sea people, aka mermaids, that act like sirens from the Odyssey. Do you remember them? Where they just try to sing and draw people in. And there's another folk tale about that, but I don't really want to talk about that.
It's okay.
All right, this next one I want to talk about is, again, that same genre, the haunting. So there's a hotel either just outside of Yosemite or like in but on the outskirts of Yosemite. It's called Alwani Hotel. It's said to be haunted by two World War II vets. The woman, Alwanti, basically she built it.
Okay.
And JFK.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard about that one, and I literally dropped my clipboard at work and was like, JFK?
Yeah.
Out of all the places he's going to be haunting, he's going to be haunting a hotel in Yosemite Park? Turns out, all the spirits are benevolent. Like people talk about, I'm going to go like bit by bit. The World War II veterans. People say that they're just old friends, stuck in whatever. There's also a little bit of history behind it about how that hotel was used as a naval base, and also was a medical treatment center. And it makes sense. I mean, it's right in California, so if you're fighting in the Pacific Theater and need to come back, obviously it makes sense to just stay in San Francisco, but I digress. So they're all benevolent.
Yeah.
Like for instance, JFK visited Yosemite. He stayed at this hotel. The reason it's haunted is because JFK had back problems when he was there, so he personally requested for a rocking chair. Where do you think I'm going with this?
Yeah, makes sense. Oh, wow.
So got rid of the chair after he left.
Yeah.
People have been seeing and hearing or hearing more so, as if something is rocking in a chair.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This is weird.
And then the lady is probably the most benevolent out of all of them, you know? Like, she folds clothes, she tucks in the kids, she does all the stuff that a normal, like, a house maid or something, a caretaker.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
She's more of the caretaker.
Yeah.
She's not there, tapping on the wall and fucking with people. No, she's just making sure that everyone enjoys their stay at the hotel. I would love to go. Some of the pictures I saw of this place, it's a really nice place. It's fucking huge.
Is it like the hotel from The Shining? Like that type of?
Stanley? No, it's bigger.
Is it bigger?
Bigger. But area-wise, the
Yeah.
actual Stanley Hotel, I'm so mad I drove past exit at Estes Park and didn't go towards it.
Oh, what?
I literally was in Colorado Spring, and I'm literally sitting there like dozing off, and I like wake up, and all I see is Estes Park, and I was like,
That's sick.
"Can we go there?"
That's sick.
And then my sister shut that down very
Oh,
quickly.
damn.
She goes, "You want to go to Estes Park? Do you know what's in Estes Park? Stanley Hotel. I ain't going to that shit."
Yeah. Oh,
And I was like, "Come on, Jess. It's fucking 11:30 in the morning."
Yeah, what's gonna happen?
But
that's good though.
yeah,
Gotta
so
go one day.
the Stanley is probably bigger in terms of the hotel itself.
Yeah.
But I think the area of this Alwani hotel is larger.
Okay.
So at least I'm looking at pictures. I could be just blowing hot air here.
I'll
But
look it up.
there's that, and then, another story I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
Do you think it's odd to bring in Marines for one missing person case?
Yes. Very.
Right?
Odd. Yeah.
That's what I said
It's
too.
very odd.
Basically, there's a mountain or a trail of something. There's a mountain or a trail of an old ranger that worked there at the time, and he went missing. They brought in 16 Marines to find this guy. Now, odd, right?
Yes,
Odd.
that's odd.
They found nothing. No shoes, no backpack, no person, obviously. No remnants that he was even on the trail.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
But like, why would you bring it? Like, do you have any like idea of why you would want to bring in Marines?
I mean, depending on who was the person, really.
a ranger. Like an
But
old
like,
ranger.
what was his main background? Maybe there was something
Experienced
to him.
hiker. I mean, the guy was in
I don't know.
I think they said the guy was in, I'm going to give you ballpark age. I think he said 30s to 50s, experienced hiker, was a ranger in the park. But you have all these means to find people when it comes to Yosemite. You have bloodhounds, helicopters, rangers that literally sweep every inch of the area. Why do you need to bring in Marines?
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, the number is weird.
16.
Yeah.
Weird.
I don't know. I don't really have that many theories about it. I feel like when there is a missing person, usually a lot of people are involved too.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the number isn't that crazy. But Marines, yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
it had to be
anything-
some. Then if Marines are involved, the government's involved.
Of course.
So now,
Who do you think
it
is
gets
ordering them
deeper.
to go find the guy?
Exactly. So now it's like, okay, there's something deeper to this. Automatically, it just clicks. Like, okay, there's something deeper to this that they don't want the public to know about.
Look into it. Maybe we do an episode on that.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean, it is October. We should be,
Yeah,
you
well,
know,
I'll look into
capitalizing
it.
on the season. Plus,
True.
it's like the only time of year where, you know, I feel like people are a little bit more into like the spooky stuff.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Especially the eerie stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm into it all year round, except for when I'm actually doing the thing that they're talking about. Like, I went camping over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to listen to a podcast to go to sleep. I'm the type of psychopath where I will find a horror podcast. I'll find an unexplained encounters podcast,
Yeah.
and I'll listen to it to go to sleep.
I've
know?
done that before.
Yeah.
Maybe not sleep to it, but
But I'll be
at
damned.
night I have.
But I'll be damned if I look up anything related to camping, the Appalachian Mountains, or any type of
while you're
animal
in that,
encounter.
yeah.
Hell no.
While you're camping.
I'm sitting there camping. I'm listening to like, I don't even know what it was. I think it was actually just, history. Next thing you know, I wake up in the middle of the night to roll over. I hear coyotes. And I'm just sitting there just like, is my skull going to get bit?
No, I've heard coyotes while camping before. I mean, a lot of them fight and stuff at night.
Yeah.
You know, and they make those howling noises that are just so like weird and just I don't know. Another thing too about the Appalachian Mountains, skinwalkers are a real big thing when it comes to Appalachians.
Oh, I have
Like
a
there's
folder
so
in my
many
notes app dedicated to
stories
that.
about those, and those freak me out
Oh,
because
it's
I'm just
bad.
like, what is that all about?
Oh,
You
it's
know.
bad.
So, but
I think there's some
it's
like
crazy.
it's just we gotta save that for another episode. I
Yeah.
think that's actually should be the next episode because I got a lot to say when it comes to skinwalkers.
Okay.
And everything from it's actually derived from Navajo Indians
Yes, I know about
and
that. Yeah, it's weird stuff.
it's
But
so
we'll
funny. It's so
talk about
funny
it.
that each Indian culture that lived on that Appalachian Mountains, all of them have different
Like
depictions,
Okay.
descriptions of a skinwalker. But the one thing that always seems to be true every single time is it looks eerie, it looks different, it looks odd, and it looks dead.
Yeah, like a dead animal,
Yeah.
like on two. Like the stuff I hear is like a four-legged animal on two legs that looks dead, like stuff
Yeah.
like that.
A
Like,
bipedal animal that should not be bipedal.
exactly, like something that's just stands out, and you're like, what the hell is that animal doing? Like that type of stuff. But it's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
I try not to think about that stuff when I'm in the woods.
I do from time to time just because I'm like, obviously you look for like the big signs that everybody talks about.
Yeah.
If you're in a woods and it goes from being loud, loud, loud to just dead silent,
Oh man.
you are not alone. And
that
there's
is a
something
freaky
very
thought.
close to you. Most of the time it's a bear.
Okay.
But
imagine like bugs just start going silent too. That'd be weird.
Oh,
Can you imagine that?
I'd wide-eyed and I'd just be scanning anything. I'd look for anything that doesn't
Yeah.
look, not even just for like the skinwalker sake of it, but
Yeah.
like, brother, I'm not trying to turn a corner and find a bear,
Oh, that too.
Like,
Yeah,
you just look
definitely.
for stuff that just doesn't quite seem right.
Sure.
So, before we go on another tangent, we talked about the guy who with the 16 Marines. An employee in the park goes missing on a routine hike. I don't really want to talk about it. I already talked about that guy. That was the guy who went on a hike and it was the first like helicopter used in a search party. Now, 411 unsolved missing persons cases. I think I've sent this to you, and I'm pretty sure we'll show it on the podcast eventually. But
Yeah.
the picture
I'll
of
show
the
them.
cave system in relation cave systems in relation to missing person cases.
Yeah.
It is scary how similar both of them are.
That's what shocked me
Yeah.
when I saw the photo. And
Now-
it made no sense.
Here, I'm going to just quickly look it up on my phone. I'd be curious to see, now that I know where Yosemite is on a map.
Yeah.
Yep. I see it. Oh, yeah. So, for people that are seeing the picture right now, the top portion is the missing person cases. The bottom portion of it is the cave systems. Now, if you're looking at the picture and you're looking at the bottom one, you're looking at the bottom one where it shows like that corner right there, that's where Yosemite is. Right here where that little splotch is, that's Yosemite.
Okay.
And then if you scroll up, yeah, this big thing right here, those are all the caves.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So there's a lot there, and it's eerie stuff, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's just a little odd.
I just
Okay, so basically, if you have data like this,
Yeah.
and you're willing to spend so much of your assets in order to sweep mass areas looking for these people, why don't you look in the caves?
Yeah, it's true. They're
Right.
not going in them, huh?
Like, why wouldn't you go in the caves? If you're a ranger and you have the means, why aren't you going to the cave? I'm not saying there's something in the caves, but I'm just like, again, if it looks like it, smells like it,
It might, yeah. Could be the problem. You never know.
I'm not doing Olympic jumps to get to a conclusion here, but like, also what probably doesn't help is the fact that but that doesn't make any sense. I was gonna say, why don't you just check the caves on the trail? Like Buddy Boy, where he was he couldn't find any remnants of him, and he was an experienced hiker and he was on some trail. Why don't you find every single cave that is along that trail? Because maybe some of these cases are as simple as somebody gets hurt, they start to get weather, they take shelter in a cave, and then something happens where they, you know, I don't want to say
But
kick the bucket, but they pass away.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, that could be a case too. It just sounds like he was kidnapped, though. Doesn't that
Yeah.
just sound like it? It just like there's no remnants of him.
Yeah. That's the part
That's
that
why
gets me.
it gets weird.
Always evidence. It's like the theory in
Yeah, there's
Jurassic
always
Park,
evidence.
The Lost World, where
Yeah,
by observing, we alter.
sure.
You know, it's the same thing with hiking. You know,
Yeah.
the footprint you leave might be very small, but you're still leaving something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something as small as, you know, oh, you stepped in a thing of mud and there's a footprint right there.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
It's weird though. That is weird.
It is weird. But, yeah, man, what are your thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, the cave system stuff's wild. I love thinking about the UFO theories though, just stuff like that. Because
I definitely think we save that for a whole episode.
I know for
That's
sure.
something we do like an hour on.
But I'm just like trying to think of maybe that's one of the reasons why they're missing.
Makes sense.
Because there's so many theories about how like UFOs have been spotted in the ocean, stuff like that. So cave systems is like another way maybe these UFOs kind of just hide or something like that.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Also, we have no idea of what these extraterrestrials are capable of. It could be something as, you know, I know it's going to probably sound dumb, but maybe it's something as small as their ship has the technology in order to shrink itself, make itself go translucent,
well, maybe.
stuff like that.
I don't know.
And plus, also think of it like this, and I know it's going to sound terrible to say out loud, but if you were going to steal someone, wouldn't you want to do it in the woods?
that's
if you
true.
were going to steal someone, wouldn't you want to do it when they're alone on a hike in the middle of a national park?
That's true. I mean, yeah, all that stuff makes sense.
Mm.
You know,
Some
what
of it
was
does.
was there anything else that whatever you're listening to or article whatever, was there anything else that they said about the situation? Whether that's like they just closed it or like
The big thing that they talked about was for the person, a lot of these people go missing in like, you know, however many years.
yeah,
And they find no remnants of them and no anything. There's no markings, even all these years later. Like, for instance, there was one person they talked about. I think it was the guy. I don't have my notes app open. But one of the guys that we talked about went missing in, like, let's say the 50s.
Yeah.
Right? He went missing in the 50s, found no remnants of him. His case finally got closed in 2021.
damn.
And like they even
That's a
said,
long
they were
time.
like, if he's still alive, he's 132 years old, which you're not living 132.
I don't know. Sounds like a lot of this stuff too. They might just be sweeping under the rug, you know, just like
Also
He's
after
gone.
so many
That's it.
times, it's like you can keep the case open, but like you're not gonna look for him.
Yeah.
As terrible as that sounds.
no, it's true. That's weird. I mean, yeah, it's just there's really no other theory I can think of. I mean, people aren't living in the caves. Like, there's no like people using the caves as a means of just surviving. Like, this is
Exactly.
not real. Like, that just doesn't happen. So what could it be? It's probably not animals because animals are gonna leave tracks. You know, if they even like kill a human and then take them to shelter, they're gonna leave the tracks. Not sure what else it could be besides UFOs, if that's even the idea here. So I don't know. I mean, that's all I could think of.
And another thing that thought that went through my head when I was thinking about this was not even bones. You know, like if they kick the bucket and just, you know,
Well, you
something
said
happened.
they weren't going into cave systems.
Yeah.
So let's say he was in there. They're not going in there anyway to
But
look for him.
Even
So how would they
something as
find
small
bones?
as like, I always like to believe in the theory of chance. You know, it's the whole thing of like, you know,
Yeah.
the thing I always, not always say, but
Yeah.
something where it's like a liar, someone who's a very, you know, prolific liar. You can account for 99.9% of things. But the only thing you need is the only thing that 0.01% that is out of your control
Yeah.
is what can happen. You know, it could be something as small as like, let's say one of these people passed away, you know, somewhere and their body got like, let's say it got crushed by a tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now let's pretend that, you know, Sarah's on a run with her dog through Yosemite, and you know, it's a dog with a very powerful nose.
Mm-hmm.
The dog catches a scent, goes off. finds the body. She makes a call. Up, DNA testing. It's this person who's been missing since 1940. You know,
Yeah, just there's
like,
none of that.
believe of chance, and the fact that there's been 411 and not one person. Like, some of these things don't even have remains. I would hate to be the family. Oh my god, some of the stuff.
Another technology I've heard about is like there's these, not I guess I'll describe them as like X-rays that they could use where they cover a big deal of land, like great amount of land, but they could X-ray the land to see kind of like what's beneath the dirt.
Oh, that's
They've
dope.
done that in the Amazon, and then they found like old stuff in the Amazon that was, remnants of different societies and tribes and stuff. The fact that, I mean, I don't know if they could do that for like the Yosemite, but they probably could because of the
Easily.
cave systems. But the fact they haven't tried that makes me, or haven't really made it a situation where it's important enough to do that, makes me think that there's, like we've been saying, there's probably more behind it than what the public knows. So any conspiracy at this point is just like sort of relevant. I mean, it's hard to just assume something, when a situation like this, you just can't.
I've been trying so hard
What?
to not make a Yosemite Sam joke. I've been trying so hard. And I want to let you know that last statement, it really hurt me. Because the only thing that's going through my brain right now is, yeah, I bet Yosemite Sam just like walked up and was like, varmint! And just put one in someone's head.
I mean,
I shouldn't be laughing
before,
about
but
this stuff, but the only thing that's going through my mind is this short little cowboy Yosemite Sam with the red mustache, and I'm just sitting there like, "Meh."
What is that, like their mascot or something?
No,
like,
Looney Tunes.
Oh my, I'm stupid. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I'm like sitting here and I'm just like, oh man, is
Yosemite
it Wabbit season yet?
Oh my god, I love that. That's funny.
That's the only thing. Sorry, I did a little divergent there,
though.
but or whatever the word is. But yeah, man, I just figured we'd talk a little bit about the Yosemite stuff. Maybe this can bridge into like whatever. Maybe we do like our own like little show. Little show. We do like a little like segment where sometimes we talk about football, other times we talk about this.
I'm down.
I'm so down for that.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm down. I'm always down for that.
We got a whole month.
Yep.
Maybe we'll start giving that. Maybe we'll start giving them like
that.
two. Maybe we'll start giving the twos. You remember we used to do like the 0.5 episodes. Maybe we bring those back.
Ooh, we could.
Could.
Yeah, we could do that.
We definitely need to account for a little bit more.
Yeah.
By the way, Perk Rogers is back. I saw him doing them smelling salts on the sideline before throwing that. It wasn't even a bomb to DK.
It was a slant.
Slant. It was a deep slant. He literally threw 8 yards up the field, went across, and was just like, ah.
Dude, he's back.
I know.
He's back. It's good. Good to be back for
God,
Aaron
and
Rodgers.
I'm so happy that Lamar Jackson. I'm so happy Lamar Jackson. He quit on his team. I'll say that with my chest. He quit on his team. He had a bad game against the Chiefs. The Chiefs know how to defend him. It's very obvious.
What I
Chiefs
saw,
know how to
he was
defend
hurt.
him. He wasn't hurt.
The
Play that they're sitting here saying, "Oh yeah, he got hurt on this play." If someone pulls a hamstring of any kind, have you ever seen Mike Evans when he pulls a hamstring? Have you seen him like 2 weeks ago when he did it? You grab what hurts. You walk with a limp. He did a light jog off the field. I mean, you got a pulled hamstring. You're not doing a little light jog. Sorry, there's a lot of Ravens hate coming out, but let me have my time. I know they're going to be in the playoff contention. I know they're probably going to win the division because of the fucking Ravens. Let me have my moment. The Ravens are dog shit. My team is leading the division. All you Baltimore fans can suck my dick. I'm done.
I mean, yeah, just
man.
a quick summary too of like the injuries, man. It sucks to see Malik obviously. And then Tyreek. Tyreek was bad. I mean, there's been 4 or 5.
About the curse of MetLife.
Yeah, we'll do that. There's been 4, I think, season-ending injuries so far. So throughout the league, 4 or 5. I mean, it seems like every year it's just worse and worse. And as much as we want to forget about this, like when the season starts, like we don't think about, well, here comes injury. Like as much as we want to think like that, every year now I'm just like, well, who's going to get hurt this year? What superstar is going to get hurt this year? It sucks.
Maybe the Bengals are actually smart enough to draft a fucking O-lineman to protect Joe Burrow so this doesn't happen for the 5th time that he's been in the league in his 7 years or 6 years.
Joe Burrow masked so many of the issues with that team.
Did
throughout
you
his
see
whole
the play
career.
with the Broncos where they rushed 3 people and 2 of them got home to Jake
Oh yeah,
Browning?
but that's
I'm like,
the whole season's been like that. Miles
what are
Garrett
we
had
doing?
4 guys on him, and he still got through. Like that's just how their O
How
line
the fuck
is.
do you block Miles Garrett and make him be a free run? Anyway, before we end up talking too much about football,
Yeah.
our time's running short, my peoples. Stay beautiful as always. We hope you enjoyed this little Yosemite talk.
We'll be back
If
with
you want
more.
us to talk about more, haunted parks or stuff that just doesn't seem right, conspiracies, aliens, anything like that, we're probably gonna put it all in a hat and pick one out, and then we'll talk about that. But yeah, thank you for tuning into the Chow and Dimes podcast. It's been real, my peoples. Stay beautiful, and for the love of God, like the damn podcast.
Like it, share it. You know what's up.
The YouTube stuff.
Yes, sir. Peace.